In this video, you will learn how to share a document in your Hopkins Apps account. Notice that I am in a doc, and in the upper right-hand corner is a blue button. Notice when I hover over it that it says private to only me. That is the default with a Google Doc, is that no other person will be able to see it or interact with it unless you proceed by clicking on the button and sharing it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this button, tell you what some of these things mean. And usually if you want to see all of your options right off the bat, you can click on the Advanced button. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on Advanced. And the collaborators in this document are singularly and only me at this point. I am the owner. That means I created it. I could add people to be collaborators. The way you would do that is you start typing in their name or you put in their entire Google address. So like for the Hopkins School District, you don't want to put their email address that ends with hopkinsschools.org. That is not their Google email address. But if it's somebody within the district, you can just start typing in their name. So if I was going to share this, let's say with Allison Purdy, I could start typing in the word Purdy or Allison. I usually try to do the most unique part of a person's name. And notice that the directory is going to bring her up. So if I want to do this, share it with Jane Kleiman, if I type in Jane, all the Janes are going to come up. That's why, again, I might just type in Kleiman. And as soon as I get to the M, she's the only person that's going to come up. You can hit Tab to enter that person into your invite field. Now, when you invite somebody or click the Send button, the default is that they will be notified via email, and that means it'll go to their Google Mail account. Most people in the districts are forwarding their Google Mail to their hopkinsschools.org email address, so that would go to their primary email account. You have options for how you want individuals to collaborate or what level of access they have on the document. The default is that if you invite them, they can edit the document, but you can change that so that they can singularly only comment or they can only view the document. So if you want them to have reduced access, you would make that change in the pull-down menu. So in this case, just because this is a fake document, I'm not going to notify Allison and Jane, but I'm going to click OK. And then I'm going to click OK because I'm not sending them an email notification. Notice that after the fact, you have a link you could send them directly to the document. However, if you did notify them via email, they would get that link that way as well. You can change their access later. So if you go back to the share button, you can change their level of access this way, or you can remove somebody as a collaborator by clicking on the X. So what about if you don't want to necessarily take the time to individually add collaborators, but you want to allow a large number of people to either see or make edits to the document? Well, that is where you go into the privacy settings. So I'm just going to click Done here and start over. So now when I click on the blue button, you could go to Advanced and notice that specific people can access. Those are those individuals that are listed below, but you can change that and you have these options. So let me talk about what each of these means. As you move up this scale, there is greater and greater access to this document. So these two right here would be for, if you choose this one, anyone at Hopkins Public School with the link, that would mean that you would have to email the person you want to see the document a link, and they would be able to click on that link and access the document if they are logged into their Hopkins Apps account. That's what that anyone at Hopkins Public Schools means. If you do this one, it is possible that if they were in their Google Drive and searching for the document, it might come up in a search. They wouldn't necessarily have had to receive the specific link. Now, if you want to share outside of our district, you could choose anyone with the link. That would not require a sign-in to Hopkins Public Apps or Hopkins Apps, Google Apps. And if you wanted it to be searchable on the web, you could choose this level of access. So more individuals can access it the higher up this list of sharing options that you go. So if most often I'm going to choose this one or this one, and I'm providing the people that I want to see the document with a link. Now you could also choose something like this and then give people editing access. That's really making your document wide open to changes just based on anybody who gets the link to the document. It's really up to you as to who should be or can be the collaborators. So I'm going to click Save there. And that brings you back to this window. And that is the particular link that you would share to give access to your document.